Hey guys, Prime here. Welcome back to Prime Time. This is episode 2 covering UGC's competitive gaming maps. Tonight I'm going to be covering Koth Lakeside Final. This is one of my personal favorite King of the Hill maps that UGC plays. Going to be covering some terminology for the map, and then going to be covering some basic strategies for the newer competition players that want to get in and start possibly playing this map and learning how to play this map correctly. I will say that I'm not perfect. I don't know everything about this map and all of the strategies. So if you guys have any kind of additions or comments that you'd like to make, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to amend those in the next video. All right, so without further ado, let's hop right in. Obviously, I'm here in Blue Spawn. Going to be playing as a scout just because the mobility is a little better. So we'll start out, we'll work our way from right to left. This is another, like most King of the Hill maps in Highlander, or in TF2 in general, is a mirrored map. So everything that you see on this side of the map will be mirrored and exactly the same on the other side of the map for red. Once you get to the middle control point, that is. So we'll go ahead and start on the right here. This location here is called Tunnel. There are two small health packs. One thing that's unique about Lakeside compared to some of the other King of the Hill maps that UGC plays is that there aren't a lot of health packs or ammo packs on this map. So you spend a lot of time if you're playing aggressively looking for health packs unless you have your medic with you. But anyway, there's two small methyl. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. There's two small health packs here. As you come out here, this is ruins. This area here. I've also heard it called dance floor, but I prefer to call it ruins because you've got this big ruined wall here that's knocked down. You have one medium ammo pack here, and this is a great place for the spies. They love to decloak here, but we'll cover that when I cover some of the basic strategy session. Some of the basic strategy. I can't talk today. When I cover some of the basic strategies for Highlander on this map. As you push forward, you have Lake House, or water. This is one of the most important locations, if not the most important location on this map. There's a lot that can be done in this location. On first things first, it is the only place on the map where you have one big large health pack. That's going to be very helpful to your flank classes as they try to control this, or to your combo classes as they try to control this area. This is one of the areas on the map that you definitely want to make sure that you maintain possession and control of. So now we'll come back here, and we'll go back through tunnel, and we'll come out here to main. Here's your main, and above us here you have the main battlements. Another location for spies and soldiers and pick classes to be, so watch out for that. As you can see, your main entrance does open out onto the control point. However, it is a low ground push, and therefore more than likely to not be very successful if you're trying to push in this direction while you do not have control of the control point. So just something to think about. So that is main. And then you have left over here. This is another low ground push. You can also actually go up this ramp right here, and this will be left battlements. You have one small health pack right back here. You have two small ammo packs up here. And that is all that you have until you come down here where there is one medium health pack. And again, if you look directly across, you can kind of see the window that's above me right there. And it's mirroring the other location. That would be where the red team's medium health pack would be. Whereas ours is down here. So you have that small health pack there. You have two small ammo packs here. And this is your typical sniping location. This is where you're going to find snipers a lot of the time because you have so much of a view of the control point and also other locations on the map. Alright, so we've covered all that. This right here is called health pack. If someone is called out on your health pack, this is where they're going to be. You can actually jump up here. I don't know why you would do this in a match unless you were trying to um, hide a spy, but you can actually get all the way up here and kind of hide. And if your team is holding aggressively enough and forward enough, Scout and Soldier could get up here as well and kind of try to pressure them out or keep them from coming in by pressuring them closely. So here we have the control point. On this control point is the only full-sized ammo pack on the map. And I'll go ahead and pick that up just by shooting one shot. We have the control point. As you can see, it's somewhat protected from the enemy team's sightlines here with this barrier. Unfortunately, hiding behind this barrier also does not give you any kind of vision on the enemy team and what they're doing. So it's definitely a trade-off. You have a little bit of protection, but you can't see what's coming at you. So you have obelisk on either side. You have an obelisk and a palm tree. This is where a lot of teams will like to focus their engineers play around. Also, you'll see heavies play around this location quite often. You'll also see spies that really love to decloak right here and try to work their way around, especially when a team is capping the control point or attacking the control point. Obelisk and palm tree are two locations that you need to know the callouts for. If something is called out on our obelisk, then obviously, since we're on blue team, this would be our obelisk. If something's called out on theirs, that's pretty self-explanatory that it's going to be on their obelisk. Palm tree is the same thing. You can actually stand on that palm tree if you land on it just right. And a demo man and a soldier are almost invisible in that palm tree as you come out of this door if you're not looking directly at them. From your peripheral vision, they're kind of really difficult to see, so just something to pay attention to. This lower part of ruins here is also another location where spies like to decloak. I call this particular location shovel. Okay, so if we come out here and I happen to, as medic, I walk out and I hear a spy decloak and I turn around, I will say spy shovel to my team, and they know where to focus their fire to kill the thing. Alright, I think that about covers it for terminology. Like I said, all of the things that I called out, all of the health packs and ammo packs are going to be mirrored on the red side of the map, just like they will be on the blue side of the map. So you'll have all of the same locations on red. It'll just be reversed. Whereas on blue, bathhouse will be on your right. If you're pushing in on red, bathhouse will be on your left. But other than that, everything will be the same location. Okay guys, welcome back. Now we're going to be covering basic strategies for COF Lakeside. What you want to do and how you want to play the map. So the first things first, let's start out with one of the more important rollouts that you have, and that would be Demo Man. I happen to spawn here, but your medic obviously, for Highlander, wants to heal your demo. So as he spawns, he's going to put a sticky as far away from him as he can, which still allows him to get to the door. So there we go. And of course, at this point, I would have an overheal, and then you just walk out. You pop a sticky here. Well, if you walk over it correctly. Let me go get health. I didn't jump. If you fail your jump like that, it's not that long a walk, but realize that a good demo is going to beat you to the point. There you go. You jump in, and immediately as a demo, the first thing that you want to do is you want to start spamming the possible locations that the enemy would be. First things first, you want to ascertain where the enemy team's demo is, and you want to start fighting him almost immediately. If you beat him to the control point, you want to try to lock off the control point, both through the bathhouse side and through this side, so that your flank can come in and help to control their battlements and also the left side. So here we are on the control point. Let's say that I beat their demo here. I want to get a little aggressive. I want to start spamming here. I do want to watch out for two things as demo. I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to where the sniper might be on the right or the left there, and also way over there in ruins through tunnel. the sniper has a good opportunity to snipe you and take you out of the fight very quickly. Hopefully at this point you're going to play a little bit more passive, because you can still, the thing that's really nice about demo is it's not a direct fire class, so you can shoot over things. So you can still be spamming and not really exposing yourself too much once you've dealt with the other team's demo. So that was the demo rollout. Soldier and Scout are going to be somewhat similar. Obviously, you're not going to be rocket jumping or sticky jumping as Scout, but you can definitely get to the midpoint quickly. Teams usually do one of two things with their flank classes. As Scout, your first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get to mid and support your demo. Especially if the enemy team is aggressing with their Scout onto your demo. Once your medic and your combo get here, you can peel off, because then they can help to protect your demo. But you want to try to play around your demo just a little bit. I know that some of you will probably disagree and say that Scout is not one of the classes that you want to have playing around your demo, but I really think that if your demo is constantly being pressured by the other team's Scout and demo, putting your Scout into that location will definitely help to keep your demo alive long enough to get your combo out. Once your combo is out, the typical rollout for the combo is going to be through this main corridor right here. Your demo will jump over their heads. Soldier will get a buff and jump over to the control point and help fight the control point and do damage. The rest of your combo, being your medic, your heavy, and your pyro, will come out through this location. And there's kind of two places that you can kind of hold. King of the Hill is one of those game types where you don't want to be passive. You want to be as aggressive as you possibly can while still maintaining control of your flanks. So you want to be as aggressive as possible. So as Scout, once the rest of your combo makes it to mid and you've supported your demo, you have two ways that you can kind of go here. You can either come through Bathhouse and help your engineer and your soldier control Bathhouse. Like I said, this is one of the more important locations, if not the most important location on the map to control. If you control Bathhouse, you control the map, because this is the only location where you can push in from an almost higher ground to capture the control point. Everywhere else is a low ground push, and it takes a while to get into, whereas Bathhouse is a location that you can really focus on. A lot of teams that we've been scrimming here lately have had their combo controlling Bath, with their flank classes controlling battlements and the left side of the control point and playing more of a roamer type role. And that's another way that you can do things. You can have your combo meeting your heavy and your demo focus on controlling this entire right side of the map, with your pyro obviously as well. And you can have your engineer and your scout and your soldier start to play more of an aggressive stance by coming and attacking these battlements here, in here, and also pressuring main and putting pressure wherever they see the enemy team. And that just takes a little bit of a level of coordination to be able to say, okay, our flank is playing on the left, their team is coming out on the right. We want to make sure that we control their flank first, and then we want to get our flank in to actually legitimately flank their team so that you can fight them. So those are a few basic strategies for flank classes and combo classes. Now I'll go over medic specific things that you want to watch out for. So I'll go to medic for that. Alright. Since I'm a medic main, I will include this in every video. Medic specific points that you want to pay attention to on this map. So the medic specific points for King of the Hill Lakeside are fairly simple. There are lots of sniper sight lines, so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. As you're coming out to mid, of course, just like any other Koth map, the first person you want to heal before you leave spawn will be your demo, and you want to heal him as long as you possibly can. The next few people that you want to heal are going to be dependent upon the skill of that player and where their location and their playing is going to be, or where the location of their play is going to be, I should say. So the next person I usually heal will be my scout, because they're going to be the next person that will be away from me the quickest after the demo. So I'll heal my scout next, so that that person can also have a full overheal to go fight the enemy team. The next person I'll typically heal will be soldier, because soldier will be one of those. Now, if your team is playing the coordinated strategy where Soldier is running whip and whipping your combo to mid to get them there a little bit faster, which I recommend, by the way. Then he should be one of the last people you heal. So at this point, you heal your demo, your scout, and then your snipers, so that your sniper can go off and do sniper things. And then you're going to start to buff your combo classes, like your heavy and your demo, as you come out here, or your heavy and your pyro, as you come out here. And then, just as you're about here, you put a full buff on your soldier, which will get him up to 300 and allow him to jump in. You come out of main. Two things that you want to be very, very careful about here. Number one, if you're slow to mid, the first thing you want to pay attention to is the scout and the soldier jumping. From down here, it's a difficult shot for the sniper to hit you unless he's on the control point. So at the first mid, sniper should not be one of your main concerns until you start trying to aggress on the control point. One of the beautiful things about playing medic in competition is that you are kind of in a position to sit back and watch what's going on around your team, and you can help your team react much more rapidly to situations than they might necessarily be able to on their own, because you are basically that extra set of eyes. So you always want to, especially on King of the Hill and on a map like this where the skybox is so huge, you always want to make sure that you are paying attention to what's coming from the sky, what's coming from the sides, and what's behind you at all times. So you come out to mid, your demo's here, you start healing your demo. You want to work your way away from the demo spam. You don't want to stand inside the demo spam. Other things that you want to make sure that you're paying attention to as medic is, number one, looking at the sky. You want to look, your heavy should also be doing so. Should be glancing up at the sky to look for bombers coming in, whether the enemy team's demo or soldier comes in. You also want to be checking over here coming out of Bath if the enemy team's flank comes out of there. A lot of scouts like to, excuse me, big yawn. A lot of scouts like to rush the control point, and they'll come over the top here and push down into your combo. And if they're not ready for it, it can be an easy med pick, because it only takes a couple of meat shots to down a medic for a good scout. So you're watching the skies, and then about 10 or 15, maybe 20 seconds in, you want to start turning around and checking for spy. Spies really love to hide up on your battlements. They'll come in through bathhouse and they'll work their way into your battlements and drop down here. They'll be over by shovel, or they'll be by this crate. Good spies will work their way across your battlements, pick your sniper, or at least pressure your sniper, and he'll be called out at that point. And when he is, then you know where the spy is, and you know where to expect him from. Really well-coordinated teams can actually pressure with the spy and then have the soldier bomb at the same time, or vice versa. Have the soldier jump in, and while everyone's scrambling to kill the jumping soldier before he kills you as medic, they'll pressure with the spy. So always be looking at the danger that's coming in, but once you're pretty sure that your team has that under control, you want to make sure that you're looking behind you to look for that spy play, because a lot of teams really do like to use that strategy. So as you're capturing the control point, you want to try to keep yourself out of the sniper sight lines, which means basically at any given time you do not want to be up on this control point for any length of time if their sniper is alive. There are quite a few locations on this map, and I'll just point a few of them out, and you can actually shoot right through that crack right there. There's quite a few locations on this map where their sniper can be very effective. Out that door there, if you're standing on the left side of the control point, he can actually shoot from under there. He can also shoot from right there where my arrow went. There's a sight line as he's on the ramp there. If he flips his view model over, he can actually see through that crack there. Up here on battlements, these are all locations where the sniper can shoot you from as medic. Back in that house back there. Okay, these are all locations that you need to be aware of, so you want to try to eliminate and mitigate as many of those as possible. So standing right here, you're still able to heal people on the control point, and you're not as likely to get sniped in this location. And I'm not saying that it's not possible. If you start dancing around and you peek your head up onto a sniper sight line, a good sniper is going to shoot your face up, so you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. If your team wants to try to push bathhouse, This is another location from their ruins. Sniper can really do a lot of damage from those two places right there. So you want to be wary of that. Also be wary of spies in this location as you're trying to push across here. If your team is holding here, the sniper can actually get up on that. See that little, I showed you how to get up there before during the terminology? He can actually get up there and shoot you from through bathhouse, so just be aware of that. Other things, my arrow's in midair, that's great. Other things that you need to be looking out for: spy. This is a location here that spy really likes to hide from to try to get medic picks that are pushing through bathhouse. Also back here, obviously. Okay, this is one of those things that's changed about Lakeside Final. You can shoot through that wall. Can't get back there, but you can shoot through it. All of these pillars here in bathhouse are great locations, as well as the water. Spies will hide in the water, decloak, come up out of the water, and while your combo's paying attention to what's going on out on the control point, they will come in and try to get a pick. This sign right here as well, you need to be careful of that. And I believe using this sign you can get up on those little torches right there. I'm just not good enough to do it. This is a map where Kritzkrieg is run fairly often by a lot of teams, so that's something that you definitely need to have your spy checking for as medic. You want to make sure you know what medigun you're going up against. One of the big mistakes that I see a lot of newer players make is they tend to make the assumption that just because it's King of the Hill you want to be running Kritzkrieg. And while it can be an effective tool, if the enemy team is well coordinated and knows how to counter Kritzkrieg, you are not going to get a lot done with it, and you're just going to end up dying more frequently than you would have with an Uber. So just use your Kritzkrieg judiciously and use it in situations where it can help you to regain the Uber advantage. But Uber pushes on this map are so strong, where then again, Kritzkrieg can also be very strong, especially the sticky snipes from your demo. You know, you pop Kritzkrieg with your demo right around this location right here, and as long as he's in the clear and their team is standing on that palm tree, everything near that palm tree is going to die when that sticky lands right there. So just be aware that crits isn't a definite option on this map, but it's not something that I enjoy personally running full-time as medic. Other things that you need to be watching out for as medic is this location here. Spies really love to hide up here, and also down here by these stairs. They'll decloak down here. Now this is not a very good spy location, and a lot of my my good spy main friends are probably yelling at me right now saying that that's terrible, don't tell them that, that's an awful place. But I've seen a lot of good spies use that as a last resort. Also decloaking up here on battlements and dropping down through main to pick combo classes is something spies really love to do on this map. So you need to be aware of that as you're walking through main as medic. You want to be looking above you. You also want to be paying attention. It's really difficult as medic on this map to look everywhere you need to look at the same time. One quick thing I did want to show you, spies can definitely get up here. They can jump down from battlements to this location here, get into either one of these corners and decloak behind you as you're pushing out towards mid. So you need to be wary of that as well. I think that about covers my medic specific portion. Again, guys, if you have anything you'd like to add to this commentary, please feel free to do so in the comments. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything about this map. I just thought that it would be nice to have a little bit of a strategy session for the newer competition players that may not necessarily know all the terminology and know the basic pushes and the basic strategies for some classes on this map. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Take care, and I'll see you when I see you.